Started, Reggie. All right, cool. So let's, for everyone who has a question while I'm presenting, you can put them in the chat. We'll be keeping them towards the end, and then I'll be answering them towards the end. Okay. So let's go straight into this thing. Let's go. Emil, you just asked, can I share the 2021 Go presentation? We'll be creating one for customers who, no, not customers, but for everyone who's in this challenge. So we're going to be working on something a bit similar that we can have everyone access. So if you're part of this challenge, you'll get something similar to what I had built for myself, because I think it can definitely be improved. So I don't want to just give you guys a copycat of like what I had written, so you guys can just copy paste it. Perfect. So today, I would say that it's mostly about acquisition channels. Okay, and then of course we're going to be talking tomorrow more on how to actually make it all work, and then we can go into the different systems to make everything come together. Okay, so organic versus paid acquisition. Okay, many people make the mistake of, or they get sold the idea that the best way to scale is through paid ads. But the truth is that paid advertising will only work once you already have proven the fact that a few strangers are willing to exchange their hard-earned money for the thing that you sell. Okay, we've generated close to 400 grand in revenue in the past 14 months without spending a single penny on paid advertising. Well, the truth is that I've probably spent $60 in January last year when I was trying to like maybe get meetings for my appointment setting agency. And I did get 2 meetings, but it was like $30 per meeting, right? Which was not bad actually, but I couldn't have sustained it because I had no guarantee that those meetings will actually close. So a lot of you who are in this game and who are maybe below 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, 50K a month, I wouldn't suggest that you actually go to paid ads, right? Because paid ads will literally steal every single penny that you have. Okay. Instead, I recommend that you guys, leverage some of the organic channels that I'm going to be covering today. Okay. And my recommendation for everyone watching is to do the following before you think of advertising. Generate your first 6 figures, okay, organically. Because if you don't have at least like 20 grand, 50 grand in the bank, paid ads is literally not worth it for you, okay? You have more efficient ways of using that capital than putting it on Facebook or any other channels. And a lot of the people who will tell you like, oh, paid ads is the best way. Come get this template on how to book 100 meetings a month with just a few things. Those people, the reason why they're telling you that is because they know that you've tried outreach organically and that it hasn't worked. So by them offering you a new mechanism, it's going to create that shiny object syndrome and then get you feeling like, oh, you actually have a chance of making it work. But the truth is, no, they're just using it on their own advantage because they know that everyone is just always looking for that new thing. But for us, when our customers come in, we're like, hey, man, we're going to get outbound to work for you, right? Because we don't focus on the, if you were here on the first day, we talked about first principles. We don't focus on what is on the tip of the iceberg. We focus on the underlying reasons as to why outbound prospecting works. And that's what we spend most of our time on. Okay. So I recommend to also have a good onboarding system that can handle a good amount of volume. At least if you can't onboard 1 to 2 customers every week, why do you need ads? You don't need ads. If you can't handle 2 new customers every week, then there's no point in wasting money on ads. Okay. Build and share 30+ video content online. If you don't have content around you and what you do online, then there is no point in creating advertising, because some of you guys probably are on this event because you guys have consumed a lot of my content before being on here, right? So you guys are already invested. You already trust me. But if you try running ads and you've never actually even made a single piece of content online, guess what? People will look at the ad and be like, who's this guy or who's this girl? And then they'll go look up your name, but your name won't have anything come up online. So it's like, just having content online just gives you more credibility, and people can actually go out there and see if you're actually the real truth. Okay. Pick one channel where you focus all your attention and build a following. Okay. So if you're doing Instagram outreach, then make sure you double down on Instagram and actually build a following there. Okay. And this is not just for agencies. This is like, if you're a coach, a consultant, make sure that you pick one channel where you double down and build an audience. Okay. And then of course, if you're running a service business or really anything that you sell high ticket, always have a group of your ideal customers. Okay. This is just crucial. Always drive traffic to the Facebook group, and then have an appointment setter who works full-time and who is incentivized. Whose incentives, no, actually, let me show, whose incentives are aligned with your growth. So if you grow, if you make money, they make more money. Okay. Incentives are powerful. In today's training, though, we're going to focus on how to make organic work, how to become beast outbound prospecting, and leveraging social channels to leverage your calendars. Okay. By the way, before I get into this, as you guys will see, is I have certain places where I'm not going to be going really in depth. And that the reason to that is that as much as I'd love to give you guys everything away for free, I actually can't. Okay, so please bear with me. I'm going to do my best to give you everything you need to make it make sense for you, but I'm not going to actually be giving you guys everything that we've built within the $500,000 program. But from what you guys will get today will be enough for you guys to just make it work. Okay, so 6 figures outbound prospecting framework. Okay, the first thing you need to think of, before you even learn how to do outreach on the different channels, you need to make an important decision, which is, will you leverage evergreen approach or a personalized approach, right? So will you be going out there and just spamming people using the same messages and try to get them on a call and maybe just try to see them, get them to see an evergreen video sales letter? Or will you actually go the personalized route where you actually make a personalized video per prospect and try to, give them a more personalized value video? Okay. So this is one of the process we use. So, first things, we pick a channel, right? And then we blanket on the top of funnel. So we're not trying to be on the top of funnel. We're not necessarily trying to like be really personalized. Instead, we're trying to be like an ad, okay? Where the ad is just meant to go out there and get a lot of impressions. And then if you target enough people, you're going to get a few people converting. So we're only looking for that 3% that is actually interested in the transformation that we offer. Okay. And then once you've blanketed people, so you're sending at least 100 DMs or 100 emails or 100 touch points every single day, then you get to decide, okay, depending on the throughput, will I go with evergreen or will I go with personalized? Okay. My goal with this, the training here, is that I'm going to be telling you guys the difference and when you should actually use the different approaches. Okay. So what is the difference between both? The personalized value approach is a workflow that you use when you're reaching out to prospects and offering a personalized value video or audit of their current situation, with the goal to provide them insights that can help them reach their next level or a desired state. So you're actually giving away how they could solve their problems. The evergreen value approach is a workflow that you use when you're using an evergreen video to educate and share insights, which are meant to show them a clear new process of reaching a desired state, right? So this is either evergreen or this is personalized to their current situation, and you're just showing them how to get to that next step, right? When should you use the different approaches? I recommend to use the value personalized approach when you're targeting big wells, right? The kind of wells that are getting approached by hundreds of other service providers trying to sell the same services as yours, right? So essentially, like if you're an e-com, oh my God, guys, anyone who's telling you that, use that automated Loom approach, like you can just scroll through the screen and then get people and just have a pre-recorded audio and just have the VA scroll through the screen. That's probably one of the, I'm not saying that it doesn't work. At a big enough scale, it will actually work. Who knows what I'm talking about, by the way? Right? It's called like the Trojan horse like, I don't even know what they call it, but people just pre-record an audio of like a Loom audit or like a Loom sharing per thing. And then they just get the VA to go on the customer's website and they just get the VA to scroll through the website. But for me personally, I'm like, okay, cool. If I was 5 years old, maybe I could believe you. But if I'm not, I'm actually an actual brand owner or a business owner who get pitched by 10 agency owners every day. I'm going to see that this is just stupid. You've just automated a video, right? So for me personally, I wouldn't suggest that, right? Yeah, so the Trojan horse method, right? So for me, if you're an e-com, I recommend that you do it, okay? And just keep personalized everything, okay? Or if you're targeting big corporations or C-level prospects, right? So for me, when I'm doing outreach, I use the evergreen approach. Why? Because everybody deals with the same issues in my space, so I don't need to really go in and personalize. Does that mean that I never actually get on Loom and make a video for a prospect? No, I always do it. But if I'm talking to an agency that's making 100K a month or 200K a month, and they're just asking me like, hey, how would this work for our company? You best be sure I'm going to go personal. Okay. Now, the evergreen, I recommend using this workflow when you have access to a lot of leads, more than you know what to do with. The main purpose of this approach is to save you time, but I recommend strongly that to start with personalized approach first before you jump to the evergreen approach, right? Because in order for you to build an amazingly converting value video or a video sales letter that is meant to sell prospects, you need to have done a lot of reps, okay? Most people who fail with this outreach workflow go straight to the evergreen without ever trying to do reps with personalized, okay? And what I mean by that is, for me, before I started like making evergreen or video sales letters, I had done so much Looms that were personalized that I knew what actually got the prospect to pay attention, right? So, and then, if you're in niches that are dealing with the same issues, like that are evergreen, like real estate agents just need to buyer leads or seller leads, or they need investors. You don't need to make a personalized Looms for each real estate agent to tell them that, we can get you this, right? If you're a coach, same thing. If you're teaching people how to lose weight, if you're teaching people how to trade, they deal with the same pains, they deal with the same limiting beliefs, they deal with the same, failures. So you can actually make an evergreen video and it will work for people, right? But for anybody else who's targeting really big companies, personalized, okay? And if you're part of the $500,000 program and you're lazy and you don't want to make personalized Looms, well, we get someone trained for you and then we place them within your company to do them for you, okay? So this is one thing. So now that will you get to pick personalized or evergreen? Now let's actually go over other stuff that you need to be aware of, okay? Before you start outreach, you need to have a profile that is optimized, right? Ask yourself, what will people see or think about you when they receive your message and look at your profile? Because if you message me on Instagram, right? I get a lot of people who message me on Instagram, but if I receive like a DM, right? Maybe from your girlfriend or maybe from, I'm joking. But if I go on here, okay? And, like Matthew just tagged me, okay? And I go on his profile. The first thing I see, I'll be like, oh, okay, Matthew seems like a cool guy. Seems like he's about his business. So of course I'm going to, follow him back and message him, right? But let me show you another example. We get, some people be messaging me talking about stuff. Let me see. I don't really have a lot, but let's see. Abdi, I think you're on this call. Are you? Okay, check this out, Abdi. Like this profile, I don't know anything about you, bro. I know you like the sky, but like, what the hell, right? So, Abdi, I want your face more in the actual feed. I want to talk about. I want you to speak to me. So if you used outreach with this profile, people wouldn't convert because they'd be like, "Whoa, what's going on here? Is this person real?" Right? So it's important for your profile to be optimized. You need a headline, right? If you get people private healthcare, if you get people Porsches, if you get people penthouses, if you get people self-confidence, make it clear, right? You can make it fun too, right? as you can see, my profile is not optimized at all because I'm a lazy person, but one day we'll make it more clean. But it's not just about business for me. Of course, I have a lot of videos here. So when people come in here, they can get lost in the content, right? So they'll spend how much minutes? 13 minutes here. And then they'll go and check out another video, spend 18 minutes with me. They'll go check out another video, spend 8 minutes with me. They'll go, and then at some point they'll just be like, whoa, what's happening here, right? So that's really important for a profile to be optimized. You need to have assets, okay? Yeah, I'm not checking the chat right now because it's going to distract me, okay? But no outreach has ever worked in history of business without volume. So I suggest you find someone to whom you can delegate the outreach to, someone who can do it for hours and bring in consistency. If you can't hire a virtual assistant, then leverage automation, right? Automation tools like, of course, for Instagram, there isn't really much automations, but for LinkedIn, you can find automations. For Facebook, you can find automations, okay? But volume negates luck, meaning if I go on Instagram, okay, and let's say I'm trying to compete with Sam Ovens, okay, and let's say I'm trying to compete with Sam Ovens. He has 87,000 followers. That means that if I was going in his DMs, in his followers, and message every single follower, do you guys think I can't make at least 1,000 sales? I could, right? So volume negates luck. So every time you're asking yourself, oh my God, I can't succeed, I can't make it work. Well, it's because how much volume have you done, right? So every time our customers come in, the first thing, we have a module called volume negates luck, right? You don't get lucky. You just put in so much work that it becomes unreasonable for you not to win in life, right? I used to do door-to-door sales. It's literally the dumbest prospecting. I mean, it's not the dumbest, but it's the most inefficient, emotionally draining way of prospecting, right? And just the fact that you can go on knocking on 100 doors every day or 200 doors and sell like a 10K, 20K package of like, let's say a AC system or whatever, is a proof that volume works. I could literally today get out on the streets, go knocking on doors, and I could make sales for this $500,000 program. I could go and find a parent and be like, or find the parent and sell them the $500,000 program. So it doesn't matter what channels, just matters, are you doing the volume required, okay? Enough to actually make you lucky. Keep all your variables constant and only modify one variable in testing, okay? And this happens a lot, so much, where people are struggling, right? But they don't know why they're struggling, because every time that they're doing an outreach campaign, let's say you're doing emails, okay? And you do emails for a month, you don't get a single meeting. And then you completely change the sub niche, you change the title or the headline of the email, and then you also change the copy. And then let's say the next month, you end up actually getting 5 meetings. But then the following month, nothing happens. But the issue is, the reason why you can't consistently get 5 meetings, 10 meetings, 20 meetings a month is because you changed every single variable of the actual outreach campaign. So now, even if you got good results, you don't know why you actually got those good results. So now you're lost and you're just constantly scared if you're going to actually grow a business or not. So for us, if we're doing outreach, we keep the same audience. If you're in ecom, keep the same sub niche constant, keep the messaging constant, and maybe change up the looms. If the looms are working, then maybe change up the messages on top of funnel, right? If the messages and looms and then the email sequence of follow-up is proven, then only change the sub niches, right? Don't change multiple variables at once. Only one, keep one. It's, you guys, most of you guys are advertisers. If you know anything about advertisers, is that you need to be able to make data-driven decisions, but you can't make data-driven decisions if you don't keep variables constant. Okay, that's the next thing. Now, importance of sales assets, aka energy in your outbound prospecting campaigns. Okay, most people running businesses don't understand this, and it kills me every time I see someone who has amazing service, but that no one knows about. not because they don't generate attention, but because they never create sales assets to actually walk people through their mechanism. Okay. If you're watching this and you don't have a minimum of 10 pieces of content showing your expertise, your case studies, your solution, your mechanism, your testimonials, then you're going to have a hard time scaling your outreach campaigns or any marketing efforts, right? I'm sure you guys know that before a prospect buys, they need to consume at least 7 hours of content from you. But all I see online is agency owners who are just posting pictures in Greece or with a Porsche or with blue light blocking glasses and think that they're going to scale 7 figures. I'm like, okay, cool, bro. You have good blue light blocking glasses. Oh, okay, cool, bro. You're in Italy. Okay, cool. You have beautiful girlfriends. Okay, cool. But I don't care. I don't care about that. All I care about is, can you show me a proven step-by-step process to actually achieving my goals? Okay, or to removing an actual obstacle, right? And guess what? You guys are going to be spending way more than 7 hours with me this week. So we're going to have some fun this week. I'm joking. But check this out. Nobody cares about your lifestyle. People care about the work you do. So document it, everything and anything. Okay. So check this out. This is what a regular outbound campaign of most agencies or most online businesses do, right? They rely on email, maybe a cold DM, maybe a cold loom. But look at the distance between a stranger who's cold to a loyal customer. This distance is, let's say, is like 10 miles, but maybe email will get them closer for 1 mile, right? It will move them from here to here. And then maybe the cold DM will move them from here to here. And then maybe the cold loom will only move them from here to here. So now you have like 6 miles left to convert someone to a call or to even convert them to a customer, but you don't have any more assets. So now you're struggling, being like, oh my God, my email outreach doesn't work. Or, oh my God, Instagram outreach doesn't work. Or, oh my God, my looms aren't converting. Why do you think you need one loom, right? It's like someone who is, I'm going to go targeting coaches, probably later this year, but imagine a coach who's like, oh, I'm not converting anyone, right? And then they see me putting out videos every 2 days, right? And they expect to get the same outcomes as me when they don't even have any single video online, or maybe they've posted 3 videos, right? But check this out. If you want to be a killer outbound prospector and actually make 6 figures in 60 days, right? Or 6 figures in 30 days if you want, put everything in place. Cold DM, email, personalized video sales letter, process. This is like a piece of content around your process. This is another piece of content around your point of view. This is another case study around your testimonials, right? So if you've ever booked a call with us, let me show you something. Who here has booked a call with my team? Let me know in the chat. Check this out. Ooh, 1M in the pipeline. That's good. I'd love it in my bank account though. That would be good. But check this out. Look at this. If you book a call with us, right? And this is some of our stuff. Okay. So when you book a call with us, you get this sequence. Okay. The first sequence gives you the link for the call. Okay. The second thing gives you, asks you for a written confirmation, and then it sends you to a piece of content showing you how we booked 600 meetings in a month, or for agencies. And then the 12-hour before, you get another piece of content. And this is Joseph talking about how he went 2 years without signing a single customer to signing 8K per month customer, his first ever customer, right? And then get ready for our meeting. I don't know if this has a video, but no, but check this out, right? Each one of the first video is 28 minutes. The other one is 14 minutes. And we probably need to add another piece of content. Why is that? Because I want you that by the time you get on a call with Hassan or me, I want you to know more about our business than I even know about our business. Because I don't want you arguing about the price, or maybe only argue about the price, but don't argue about our systems. Make sure that you're a believer and that it says like you're going to church and you already believe in Jesus, the 10 commandments, and you already believe in everything. That's how you guys should treat every prospect. Are they a believer or are they not a believer? Never try to sell to someone who's not a believer, right? This is literally the laws of converting someone, okay? Is this helpful, guys? I get to bed with your IG. Yeah, man. Like we're currently running ads, right, for this event, and you know, we want you know, Cormac, who's running an ads agency, who's a customer, was like, should we stop the ads? I was like, why should we stop the ads? And I think Mike, he probably messaged me on Instagram, and I was like, I want everybody to think of me when they go to bed, right? So we're going to keep spending money, even if we don't really care about the ROI. Okay. So that's what I want. I want energy. I want people to spend a lot of time with me. Okay. So message structure. So the way that I'm going to do it, I'm not going to be giving you guys the exact structure for Instagram, the exact structure for Facebook, the exact structure for LinkedIn, because that's what a lot of people pay a lot of money for. But I'm going to give you a few structures, okay, that you can use and apply to all the channels, because it's pretty much the same. Everybody who sells message templates, I've always been like, why are you selling a template? It's literally the dumbest thing to sell, because it doesn't work for more than 2 weeks. Okay, so check this out. There are a few approaches that you can use when trying to get a stranger on a call. You can start a conversation and nurture them till they like you and trust you enough to get on a call, but then you'll be 80 years old and you'll only have made 10K a month only once in your lifetime. Okay, so we definitely don't want this. This is crazy. All right, how do we put a line in an actual text? I don't know how we do it. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, is it here? No, it's not. Okay. Option 2, cold message. You can warm up each prospect by sharing pre-built content or personalized Zooms that is meant to educate them on your service, product, and sell them on getting on a call with you. In our service or in our business, in our customers' campaigns, we mostly focus on using the second approach, as it's one of the easiest to scale and the most efficient one. Okay. The framework for the messages in this approach are simple and they're below. Okay. So check this out. Cold DM, get their attention. Okay. And then have an asset. Stop relying on how good you are at writing copy, right? Get good at creating media that is scalable, that you create it once and 1,000 people can watch it, but it only costs you 30 minutes to make. Okay. That's how you need to think. Think of asymmetrical relationships. Okay. Message 1, here it is. Hi, hope you're doing well. Hey, I just found your brand on Instagram. And by the way, so you need to make someone aware of how you found them, right? You need to create social context, right? Because imagine this, and I'll probably talk about that tomorrow, but or maybe never, unless you become a customer. But imagine you're going to your car and it's like 12, it's like midnight at night, okay, or midnight, right? And you drop your keys, but you don't really notice it, okay? And then I come, you know, screaming at you. I'm like, hey, 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 yo, 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 yo. And then it's pitch black, right? What's your first reaction? You're going to be like, well, what the hell? Who are you? Right? Are you trying to attack me? Are you trying to help me? But I don't really know what to expect from you. So I'm actually going to be defensive. Either I'm going to be defensive or I'm just going to get away from you. I'm just going to run. Okay. So the point of this first line is get people to go from their limbic or, you know, like a reptile brain decision-making process to a more rational decision process. But in order for someone to get rational and with you, they need to have more context. So if you're, you know, if I come screaming at you at night and you're like, and you don't have information, then you're either going to fight or flight. But if I tell you that, hey man, you just dropped your keys, that's all I wanted to do. Now you literally go from feeling like, you know, having like adrenaline rushing through your blood to being like, oh, okay, cool. I can now actually pay attention to you. So this is literally the first purpose of this first line. Get people to understand what you're about. And then the second line should be about explain what you specialize in, using 1 or 2 lines. We specialize in getting people an outcome using a specific mechanism in a specific time frame. Or you can even do this without dealing with obstacle or outdated mechanism, right? So Tell them what you do, what outcome you get them, tell them how you do it, or add the time frame, and also tell them that you can actually get them away from the pain that they've been feeling, or get them away from the system that is not working anymore. Okay. And then tell them like, hey, is it cool for me to actually show you how we've been able to do it for some of our customers? I've created just a personalized video to help you out. Okay. So now the decision is not as to, should I get on a call with you or not? It's much more of a lesser decision. So they actually only have to commit to saying yes to getting a video or to getting an asset, which means that the conversion rate from people who actually want to engage with you in a conversation goes through the roof, because the level of commitment that you're asking from them is not to, hey, can you spend 15 minutes with me, who is a stranger? It's more like, hey, do you have 5 minutes to look at this short video that I've made for you? All you need to do is just press play, right? So that's the whole point of this. Is just reduce the level of commitment that you're asking from strangers. Okay. Message 2. So as you see here, if this works, then you don't need any of this stuff. Like, this message itself should work consistently. Okay. And it keeps working for us at least, right? But if it doesn't work, then simply explain why you want to follow up with them. Add some proof, use one case study or social proof, explain what is important for them to receive and go through the value video you wanted to share. Ask them for their email addresses. We always want to take the conversation off the current platform. So if you're on Instagram, ask them for their emails and take it somewhere else. If you're on emails, well, that's a bit hard for you to really take it anywhere else, but try to get them on a different platform. Okay. And then message 3, use one line to follow up with a prospect, asking them if they saw your last few messages. Add a piece of content that you made that isn't related to the video that you made for them, and recommend them to check it out and give you some feedback. So they've not said yes to receiving the personalized video or the evergreen video, but still blanket them with some more assets, right? Because they might check it out even without saying yes, okay, or responding to your messages. Remind them that you'd still be happy to share the video if they give you their email. Message 4, same thing. Let them know why you're following up. Remind them of the transformation that you get them. Ask them for their email. By the way, here's something they may find helpful. Add another piece of content, okay? And by the way, you can use this framework for emails, for anything like that, okay? These messages will be used on platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So we need to create an email sequence for the prospects that end up giving us their emails, okay? In the program, we have a 10 email sequence that we leverage, okay? Now, so this is the message, okay? Now let's actually go into the actual workflows of each channel. For today's Instagram outreach training, I'm not going to be going over e-com. I'm going to be going over actually how you would go about doing outreach in the local space. So, or if you're not necessarily the local space, but if you're actually targeting people, okay? So, you know, real estate agents, coaches, consultants, agencies, founders directly, if you're actually looking for actual decision makers immediately on Instagram. Okay. So now let's get into it. Actually, I think it's best to open it here. So check this out. First step, of course, optimize your profile. Okay. You have two options. You can either go for hashtags, right? So let's say you're going after real estate agents, okay? Then simply look up real estate agents, New York, right? And you can literally go on Instagram and just look up all these real estate agents in New York, right? Or you could do, realtor Miami. Who's moving to Miami? Let me know. You can come in here and actually just look up real estate agents. So you have her, 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 you have her. You have a lot of leads, okay? Anybody who's in real estate and is broke, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, are you crazy, right? That's my thinking. Influencers, or you can just come in here and you're looking for real estate agents and you can just go to you can just go to Ryan Serhant and either go through his 1.6 million followers or just go to his just go to his book club, right? Look at people who are liking this stuff, right? And then you know, Amanda, Astrid, we don't know if he's a realtor or realtor. We're not really sure. Look at Jose, look at Cara, right? So these are real estate agents, Toronto, Remax, right? So you could do this, right? So this is literally easy wins, okay? So that's the first one. Or you could just go on Google and literally just look up realtor of Miami. Or just real estate agents, Montreal. Or I could just find real estate agents in Montreal, right? And you'll just have a lot of people coming up here, right? Or some SEO articles giving actual leads, right? But for me personally, the best ones I would go in going after influencers, okay, and actually leverage their following and people who are engaging with their content. And then secondly, I would go after hashtags, and then I would go into Google search, okay? So once you find qualified lead, okay, you need to DM the prospect, leverage that same message framework. How did you find them, right? Who do you help, right? What do you specialize in? What do you get me? How do you do it? And the time frame, and then what problem do you get me away from, right? And then offer me a value video, okay? So once you're done with that, so if I find a qualified lead, right? So let's say we pick this dude. Where is it? Amanda. Let's see if she get recommended more real estate agents. Yeah, so open a new tab, right? So we have Melissa, who's a realtor. And then we could do the same thing over and over and over again, right? So it's easy money, right? So you can leverage suggestions to find similar leads. And this works for most people who are targeting, who have niches that are, you know, if you're in a niche that is really popular, like real estate, in the coaching space, consultant, or in the gym space, or in the agency space, or really any space that is really big, like e-com, make sure that you find influencers of your space and just leverage their attention, or the attention that they're generating, okay? So if they respond, if they don't respond, follow up 3 times. If they do respond, qualify them, let them know who you are, who you help, what problem you solve, share a case study, offer evergreen VSL. And then option 1, you can either ask for email before you actually send a video, okay? Or you can have option 2, which is less commitment and less friction, and just simply share and send the video on the platform, right? And then once you send the video, ask for feedback, launch feedback request email sequence, or message sequence, or email sequence, right? So anytime, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't get a response, or I don't get good calls from the value video that I sent. It's totally fine. All you need to do is ask for feedback. That will get them engaged again, right? Don't go ahead and say, oh, would you like to get on a call? No, I haven't maybe even checked out your video yet. So the way that you get around getting them to answer you is ask something that has less friction, or that requires them less commitment, which is like a feedback. Hey, by the way, did you get to check out the video? What did you think of it? Okay. And if they watched it and they're interested, sales call. If they're not interested, ask for feedback. Why didn't you like the video? Why didn't you book a call? Go back, improve the evergreen video. Expect to make at least 3 iterations before you find the perfect one. Okay. So this is how we would do it. And you could apply this for really any niche. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So Instagram, either use hashtags, influencers of your space, or like if I wanted to go after like gyms, right? I would literally ramp up the whole market of Alex Hormozy, right? If I want to go after consultants, and of course, you don't go after a market when you're offering something less than what is being offered, right? The reason why I can go in and compete with, let's say, like the likes of Sam Ovens, or even like, people, I mean, we're just going to stick to Sam Ovens, is because if I get in the game, it's because I believe that I have a better product than actual Sam Ovens, right? Because Sam Ovens, yes, he shares information, but he doesn't actually do the work for you, right? So if you do go after an influencer, make sure that you're actually offering something better than what he has, okay? And that's how you win. You won't beat Sam Ovens by creating another course. Impossible, impossible. But the only way you beat him is by, hey, we actually do this. We get you to 100K a month as a consultant, done for you. Or we get you to 100K a month as an agency owner, done for you, right? That would beat anyone in the market, okay? Perfect. Now let's go to Facebook. Facebook, okay? So Facebook is pretty simple, okay? A lot of people struggle with Facebook because they can't find qualified audiences, okay? Facebook starts with finding groups. If you can't find the audience, you won't make Facebook work, because Facebook is not like Instagram. It doesn't just suggest you or have hashtags, right? So find 10 qualified groups, right? If you can't find paid groups, then find free groups, okay? And then you have a few options. You can either find the potential prospects in the comment section, right? So, it's pretty straightforward. I'll just come in here. If I was going after ecom, let's say people, right? I could just come in here and just find a group around ecom, or let's say this is about Amazon FBA. I would just come in here, okay? And just look at people's comments, right? Can anyone recommend some 3PLs that are accepting customers? Like this guy has a problem, right? So everybody who's liking this post, or everyone who's commenting, probably has the same problems, okay? So if you were offering 3PLs as a solution, third-party logistics or something like that, then you would solve this problem for this guy and just charge him, and then get everyone who's interested in 3PL. I don't even know if it's actually third-party logistics. Actually, I just literally 3PL definition. Third-party logistics. Wow, good. So you could either find them in here, okay? So first things first, find them in the comment section and add 25 to 40 friend requests every single day. If you're not growing your friend list, guys, you're either crazy or you're crazy. This is so important, guys. This is so important. Your friend list on Facebook is like money in the bank. It's even more better than money in the bank. Because if you look at my profile, okay, and I have 3.3K friends, okay? If I ever go broke, I have 5 people who will give me 10 grand here. You multiply that by like an extra 10%, that's 500K. Let's say if I convert, let's do the math, okay? Let's say out of 3, and I'm going to talk about this around audiences, right? But if you have 3,000 friends, okay? And let's say 1,500 are actual leads, okay? And then you convert, let's say you convert 10% times 0.01. That's 15 people. Is it? No, that's 150 people, okay? But let's say you convert 0.1%, okay? And you're selling at 10K price. That's 150K a year, okay? So with 1,500 friends who are prospects, who are in your ideal niche, and if you were only able to convert 15 people every single year, you're guaranteed to make 6 figures a year, okay? That's how simple it is. That's simple math. A lot of people just think that this is magic, but it's just math, okay? And then you can also find people's in the members area. So if you go back to this group around Amazon FBA, you could just go in the members area and just add everyone here and message them, okay? Because Megan, Marcelo, Lino, Robin, Jacob, Tay, Omeka, Mahira, Renee, they all have desires, and they all have access to a credit card, and they all have the urgency of achieving their life or their dreams soon. So all you do, keep adding everyone, okay? And then sell them a solution, okay? Add them to your friend list. Same thing, same framework. How did you find them? Why are you reaching out to them? Ask them a qualifying question. If they're qualified, meaning they're actually dealing with the problems that you solve, then you ask them a few more questions to establish if they're in pain and looking to solve the problem. If they are, offer a value video or a video sales letter, okay? And then follow up with them and ask them if they'd be interested to have a quick 15-minute chat where the prospects learns more about what we can get them, and most importantly, how you can do it for them, okay? So a lot of people are like, but I don't know how to convert someone on a call. You don't convert someone on a call because you want to sell them. You convert someone on a call because you want to give them more value, more personalized value. So if you've ever gotten a message from me to get you on a call, it has always been like, hey, would you like to actually get to see what we do and how we actually help people just like you, right? You could either become a customer or you could just literally just copy it and use it for yourself. Anyone who's in their right mind and who's dealing with a pain will want to take advantage of that, right? If they're not qualified, share your personalization and ask permission to offer a value video for feedback purposes. So you see, even if they're not dealing with pain, you still want them to know who you are, and you still want them to know that you exist, and you still want them to know that you have a solution, okay? And then when using multiple profiles, track all URLs of qualified prospects and send them to send them a friend request from the main profile. So if I was prospecting from more than just my profile, then I would just make sure that I'm actually, using other profiles to go source leads, but everyone comes back into my friend list here, okay? It's pretty simple, right? Of course, there is so much more, right? If you go in the actual program and you go in prospecting channels and you go in Instagram, then you have how to outreach workflow for Instagram, for e-com, and local businesses, how to structure your Instagram, how to avoid Instagram from banning you. You have Facebook training, which is like 55 minutes. This is literally like a movie, okay? And it goes over so much stuff. I won't scroll too much because a lot of you will get access to this recording and I don't want you guys to be stealing our stuff. But anyway, now let's go into LinkedIn. This is some good stuff, right? So a lot of you may know that LinkedIn, who knows that LinkedIn has only now the limits to send only 100 connections per week? Who has dealt with that pain? Who has faced that issue? Let me know in the chat. And how does it feel? It's 35 per day? I don't think so. I mean, it's 35 per day. I mean, it's like, if you include the messages, yes, of course, you can send a bit more, but like the amount of connections, I think it's restricted to 100 a week, right? But if you can't grow your network, like I just said, the most important thing is to have an actual network, guys. The important thing is not, can you send the messages? It's like, if I only had 300 people, I don't care how good I am at messaging people, I will not make any money because people will not convert. They'll just not convert. It's not a big enough pool of people. So for LinkedIn, I've never really been using it as much because of that, right? It has always been annoying to me. And I've always thought that LinkedIn is not necessarily a place where a lot of people go to and get addicted to LinkedIn. Who's addicted to LinkedIn? I'd love to know if you're addicted to LinkedIn and you check it every time you wake up in the morning. Who's addicted? Anybody addicted to LinkedIn? Really? Okay. Maybe like 3 people out of 79 people on this call are, but who's addicted to Instagram? Let me know who's on Instagram for like hours on hours. Please comment in the chat. Exactly. So that's it. It's like, why would you go on a platform where people aren't addicted, right? Yeah, you deactivated it, but you're still thinking about it. You're addicted. You shouldn't try to remove the thing, because if you remove it, then you're just going to think about it every time and think about the fact that you deleted it, right? Instead, you need to control it. Only check it at a specific time in the day. But for me personally, I've always been like, you got to think properly, guys. Stop going on the channels where people told you to use. Just Ask yourself, where am I spending most of my time on? Is it on LinkedIn or is it on Instagram? And do you think that the CEO of, let's say if you're like Elon Musk spends more time on Twitter, so go on Twitter, right? If you're in the trading space, if you're in the investing space, a lot of people are on Twitter and just want to flex and show their social status and shit like that. So go there, right? But anyway, LinkedIn outreach workflow. Research prospects, send connection request and first message with automation tool, right? So always automate LinkedIn. Anyone who doesn't automate LinkedIn is just crazy. Prospects accepts connection request, send a message, send second message, offer personalized video or evergreen value content. Okay, same thing. Once someone sees, you send it, did the prospect respond? If they respond positively, if they do, send a personalized video or, so here you offer it. And if they say yes, then you actually send the video. If the prospects views the video, then you automatically invite them to book a call and in like a 15-minute value call. And if the prospects accepts the call, then you send the Calendly and then you get on the call. Okay. But if they don't say yes to wanting the video, then you follow up 3 times and, send a follow-up message, add value videos, of course, case studies, process taken to solve specific problems. Okay. And then if the prospects ends up responding, if they don't respond after three follow-ups, just ignore them for now. Okay. Remove them from the campaign. Okay. If the prospects says that they don't want the video, then remove them from the campaign or ask them feedback. Right. But if they end up not accepting to book on a call with you, then you follow up with them. Or if they never really view the video, you follow up with them, right? If they, after the follow-ups, they still don't want any of that, boom, you end the follow-ups campaigns, okay? Or you would just send the actual video in the follow-up. Don't wait for them to accept it, okay? Or just send it by email, okay? And then conduct strategy session. If prospect is qualified, book in a sales call, enter sales process. If they're not qualified, remove them. Okay. If you were in the $500,000 program, we would help you optimize your profiles. We would provide you with the exact message we leverage on all channels, use them for 300 agencies or more. And if you include some of the people reselling my stuff, you probably have over 1,000 agencies or business owners who are using our stuff. We provide you with a list of 100 looms that have booked a call. Right. So, a lot of you struggle or maybe, don't know really how to structure your looms. Well, then, we just give you something like this. You go on here and you find looms that have booked a call here. And then, we have e-com, we have some real estate stuff, we have some dentist looms that have booked a call. So you know exactly what worked before, so you can just copy paste it. Okay. We provide you with a trained VA who will implement everything for you instead of you learning and implementing everything yourself, right? So I know people who are out there being like, oh, we get you a VA. Okay, cool. But like, how do you train a VA before you even learn about our business, right? So for us, the advantage of working with this is that we have, we've had almost 200 customers in this program, or actually no, appointment setting and program combined, almost 200 people. But so we've seen a lot, right? So we just train them on what we've seen work, and then we just put them in your company. But we also require you to learn the actual process, okay? All we need for you to do is understand the process as good as the VA, and then make sure you can keep them accountable. Every 2 weeks, Reg will review the customer campaign, and we allocate 4 hours on Wednesdays for every customer to jump on a Zoom call to get help one-on-one. So if you actually look at the calendar today, we're not doing it today because we're on this challenge, but like from 12 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m., you could jump on this Zoom call and be like, hey guys, my outreach campaign is going crazy, right? I need help. Or you could come on here on Friday and be like, hey guys, my offer hasn't been working out, or my content isn't converting, or my looms isn't converting. And then we'll spend, we have a bracket of like 5 hours, guys. Okay. A time bracket. Okay. So we spend a lot of time with you. Facebook outreach explained in detail, right? I showed you guys some of the 55-minute training. We go over the actual workflow that helps you add 50K per month every single day. So from the time you wake up how should you do actually outreach? Because to me personally, doing outbound prospecting and become really efficient at it, you need an actual daily schedule. This is not something that you just do for an hour and then you're done. No way. There's an actual step-by-step process, right? You need to be able to create social context in the actual messenger conversation. You need to be able to be good at finding inefficiencies, right? You need to be able to find out the angles that you're going to use to actually educate the prospect and the best way to actually convert them on a call, right? Because not all angles are created equal. Not all pain, not all obstacles that your market is dealing with are equal. So some people will be more interested in learning how we create offers than how we do outbound prospecting. So for you, or with your offer, you may need to, maybe brands are actually more interested in reducing the cost to acquire a customer versus spending more money on ads to generate more, right? Or maybe they're just, wanting better creatives, right? And how we get around 100 connection limit per week by leveraging LinkedIn groups in the 6 prospecting phases, right? So we have the hunting phase. I even forgot about them, but we have them in here. If you like to learn about LinkedIn, we have it here. And then we also have some email stuff, right? So we haven't really, I'm not going to be discussing a lot around emails, but we have simple email templates, email testing, crafting the perfect email. This was created not by me, but by Shivam, who's a personalized email, who's running a personalized email agency, right? You guys probably know Shivam, he's a GOAT. Okay, check this out. Leveraging paid audiences, okay? If anyone here hasn't ever collected 6 figures in less than like 3 months, this is how you do it, okay? This is literally how you do it. If you were, they're literally like, ask me, hey, Serge, forget everything, but remember one thing on how to actually acquire customers. I'd pick leveraging audiences as the one thing. Why? Because it's the cheapest way. It's not necessarily the most efficient way, but it's the fastest way to get to 10K, 20K, 30K per month, okay? I went from spending 9 months in 2020, not making a single dime, not signing a single customer, to deciding to start helping agency owners and got to 30K a month 3 to 4 months later, right? How did I do it? I did it because, check this out. Of course, I did it because I dealt with the same pain, like I've already told you guys, right? But I did it because I was an agency owner, okay? And then I went through agency incubator course, right? So this is like the product, okay? And then I had a new current situation, which was, God damn, I can't actually get meetings, okay? And then I learned from other industries on how to really become good at outbound prospecting, right? So I was actually able to bridge this gap and get to a desired outcome. I'm not saying that I started making, 10, 20K, 30K with my agency, but I was able to consistently get meetings, which is a desired outcome for most people who are on this meeting, right? And then what I decided to do was, well, what if instead of trying to sell it at the ads agency, I could actually build an appointment setting offer, right? And this is where this shit becomes really fun, right? But I had become good at booking meetings on LinkedIn and, on Instagram, but I had never actually used an actual Facebook group to get meetings in, right? So the insight that I had was, I just literally went in Facebook. I just posted, like, hey, who would need help with appointments? I didn't even have the intention on leveraging that audience, right? This happened by pure accident, okay? And then what I did was I put a message out there and I started getting, in less than like 90 days, I got on 150 meetings with agencies, right? Why is that? Because I was part of an actual group of people who had the same desired outcome that I had already achieved, right? So now for you, let's say you're targeting real estate agents, right? You have the choice of going and DMing Melissa, right? But that's stupid. It's not stupid, it still works. But the better process would be, how about you make a decision on the fact that you're going to help any real estate agents who's making less than like who's around 6 figures per year to get to 7 figures per year, right? So there's a 850K gap. Now, the truth is there is someone out there like Ryan Serhant, okay, who's teaching them maybe how to get as close as here, right? And he has created a course, right? So that means that all you need to do, find his digital product, find a forum, find a newsletter, okay? And then buy access to the forum or the digital product, not because you want to learn what he's teaching, but because you want to gain access to people who have already made the commitment to want to get here. They've decided and made a vote with their money. But the truth is, out of the 6,000 people in his course, nobody's ever going to get to 7 figures, or maybe 5% of people will actually get there. So that means that people who got in here making 150K, wanting to get to 7 figures, will probably maybe get to like 250K a year. Okay. So that means that there is a gap that needs to be bridged. Okay. So now what you do is you come in with a new offer, a better mechanism than the new influencer. Okay. And your purpose is to turn this audience into your own audience. Okay. And then literally convert them over time. And your specialty is to convert these guys from their new current situation to making it unreasonable for them not to get the desired outcome, right? And this is literally it. If you can understand this, then you have no reasons to ever not be able to be a 50K a month earner, okay? Because, I'll go over with what I had written, right? The old way of finding prospects and booking meetings was either to launch an outreach campaign on social platforms or emails, or to ask for referrals, or to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on paid ads only to get non-qualified leads, right? But in the current state of the world, although those methods still work, we do use them. They're not the most effective way to scale fast, okay? The best and easiest and fastest way to find and convert prospects is to leverage someone else's audience, right? I don't care what niche you're in, right? It could be real estate, it could be e-commerce, it could be trading, it could be agency owners, it could be coaches, it could be consultants, it could be loan officers, it could be pregnant women, it could be SaaS, right? Someone has already spent thousands of hours and hundreds of thousands of, if not millions of dollars to sell and gather this group of people. So as I was telling you guys, right, a lot of you guys are in, let's see, where is it? Like I was telling you guys, if I wanted to compete with Sam Ovens, right, I don't need to, I have an easier time competing with him because he has already created the community for me to target, 7.5K members, right? All I need to do is find Adam, tell him, hey man, I know you help real estate agents, but did you know that you could actually gain access to Ryan Serhant program and actually get all the leads, right? Because he's probably not leveraging it, right? Or I could talk to Lucas and be like, hey, Lucas, you're selling courses to soccer people or soccer interested people. What if I actually got you an audience of people who are interested in learning about soccer, right? Oh, that's how you got me in the Zoom. Genius indeed. When I'm an adult, I want to be Serge. Yeah, guys, like this is pretty straightforward, guys. And that's why I'm telling you guys, success is not dependent on how smart you are. It's just dependent on how good you are at thinking, right? If I want to target real estate agents, I'm not going to go on ads and spend $600 to get 3 meetings or 10 meetings. I'm going to go find this Ryan Serhant guy. He's built a brand and he has a product of $500 and he has 6,000 agents who are interested in scaling online. We have Rebecca or Sean. We have Brian. We have Stephanie. We have Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly, how much money do you have in your retirement account? I have a 10K program for you, and I can assure you to add an extra 6 figures in the next 6 weeks. Do you want to work with me? Oh, Casey, I know you already gave testimonial to Ryan Serhant, but would you like to add an extra 500K this year? Hey, Mark, would you like an extra 7 figures? It's like it's all you need is people, guys. You need Judy, you need Amy, right? The reason why everyone is on this call is because I need you guys. I don't care about if you already have bought a course. Anybody who's bought a course, I actually even like you more, because just because you bought a course actually means that you actually want it. So I want people who have bought courses. I want people who have already wasted money on everybody else's course. I want you to have gone through Sam Oven's course. I want you to have spent money on Iman's course. I want you to have spent money on Kai Bax's course. I want you to have spent so much money that you're at a point that you're like, hey man, if this program doesn't work out for me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's what I want you to be at. I want you to be at the last resort. Okay. So why not outsmart him or her and leverage all that effort or ad spend? Do you know how much money Sam Oven spent to create consulting.com? So now it's probably millions, right? He, in his best year, he made like 36 million, right? And to get 36 million in a course sales, you probably have to spend like at least 5 million, right? So now some of them has spent 5 million selling Consulting Accelerator. And now all I have to do is come in here, spend, I think he was giving a discount when I bought it, but I had already gone through a course. His course is actually great. If you ever become a customer, you'll get access to it if you want. But I just have to spend time to actually access this data. Of course, you can't do it because he's actually created a platform for himself, but I can figure out a way to just scrape all these leads and find them on other places. Okay. So instead of spending 5 million, I'll probably spend 5 grand to get a VA to collect all the 7,000 leads. Okay. So 5 million versus 5 grand. Right? Do you guys understand how insightful leveraging audiences is? Paid audiences? Okay. That's it. So would you rather send 1,000 cold emails or just, buy access to 6,000 real estate agents who have already paid to learn how to leverage online mechanisms? Okay. Our growth, right? The real secret behind, I've already covered this, right? But the real secret behind my fast success hasn't been that I wasn't an amazing at outbound prospecting. It hasn't been due to how good I am at prospecting. Of course it has, but or maybe how good I am at booking meetings or how I'm good at solving problems. It's just been that I had access to people who want the thing that I sell, who had already paid to access the thing that I sell. The single insight is probably going to help us get to multiple 7 figures by next summer, or this summer, actually. It took me from spending 4 years struggling to start an online business to having 7-figure run rate with a new offer in less than like 5 months, right? It took me from not being able to generate a single meeting per month to being able to book 15 meetings per day. Okay. Now we have I have my own Facebook group. If ever I want people to pay attention, I just, put, a single thing, and then we get 100 people to comment. Same thing here, 150 people. And check this out. If I got 140 people interested in a piece of content, this means that I generate 140 warm leads in a post that takes me 5 minutes to make. I can easily start a conversation with 50% of them. Okay. And even if I get to convert 20 people per 20% of the people that I spoke with, that's 14 meetings at, let's say, 30% closing rate. That's 4 new customers, which high ticket, 7K to 10K. That's 28 grand to 40K in a single, the time it took me to make the video, the time that it took me to convert them to a call, and the time that it took me to sell them. So, you make 40K a week by just making a post, by making a video, and by getting your sales guy to close. Okay. But this doesn't work if you're charging like $1,000. Maybe it works, but not as well. So customers who have seen results leveraging our audiences process, you have Safe, you guys have probably sort of learned from him. But his first ever meeting was booked from a free audience that he accessed on Facebook. The prospect literally reached out to him because he said something in one of the groups. And, that brand owner was making like 29 million pounds in last year sales in 2020, or yeah, it was 2020. And he went on to buy access to an audience of store owners from a single comment he made in the group that he joined. He got 5 inbound leads to message him and book 3 sales calls, right? So this was the first time that he ever booked a call from building a brand and audience, right? I'm going to close the prospect. And he's 14, guys, like he's 14, okay? He's 14. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, also forgot to add, but the company has made 29 million GBP last year, with 30% coming from ecom. So good first meeting, right? I know people here who have never even been on a call with a brand owner, but it is what it is. Booked, now he's just sending me screenshots of booking meetings. On Saturday, he booked, sent 5 outreach sent, 4 meetings booked. This is too easy. Also, this is without an optimized profile, okay? He paid $500 for this audience, okay? Shannon, it doesn't have to be about, she actually, it's something really funny. What happened with her is she didn't necessarily join like a paid group, but she actually joined a newsletter, and he reached out to the newsletter who had the audience of people that she wanted to target. And she closed 2 consulting deals this evening, assessing funnels and build strategy 2K each. And this was like 3 days after our one-on-one session that we had after she joined the program. And Shannon, she's a star, right? She's been with me when we were running appointment setting service. And when I started the program, she was like, hey, I'd love to jump in, right? So if you do serve your customers well, they'll always support you in everything that you do create, right? So, this is the second time around that she becomes a customer, right? And she had booked from 4 meetings from the community. Yeah, and she had 6 more for next week and haven't hired a VA yet, right? So that's why I'm telling you that this leveraging audience stuff is so crucial that it's insane, right? So you don't even need a VA. You could do it yourself. And she booked 10 meetings in the first 2 weeks of joining, from just being aware that she could leverage communities, right? She was chasing 50K back then. Example of paid ads, e-commerce brands or audiences. I'm starting to talk too much and like going crazy with my words, but please don't mind that. This is an example of an audience, right? And then leveraging audience is really simple. You find an audience, okay? You buy access to that audience, you build a profile, you grow your audience, you ask Trojan horse questions, you solve problems, and you create content. You grow your network over time. You create weekly content to nurture that audience and just create fans. You create launches. You can need to be good at conversations, right? I don't know if I'll be showing you guys this, but we have something really cool here that we use for our conversations, okay? And this is what our team has. So there are the different stages of conversations. So you find people. Where do you find them? Facebook groups, influencers, hashtags, blah, blah, blah. You qualify them with this. You engage at scale. You find a question to get them to engage. I won't show you too much of it, but you create the first 2 messages you send is to create trust, and you want to disarm the stranger by showing all your cards, literally telling them what you do, okay? You find inefficiencies, you educate them, you sell them, you evaluate interest, and then you offer the value call, and then you get them booked, right? So this is a workflow we use for these conversations. And then in the $500,000 program, we give you the list of audiences. Like, you don't really need to worry about that. So if you were to go here and go in the assets or $500,000 program worksheets, no, it's not here. Oopsie. Yeah, it's here. Tools. Well, you have audiences here. You can find the audiences here. I think I've already shown you guys yesterday. We have a list of stuff here. So we provide you with the list and get you to find free and paid groups. We show you how to generate their attention without being banned from the groups. Okay, so we have all the content you need, all the questions you need to share. We'll show you how to drive traffic to your own Facebook group. Okay, we show you how to show you the conversation workflow that we follow to convert strangers into believers who want to invest 3K, 5K, 10K with you. Most importantly, we show you what content to build and how and when to share it. Once you have an audience, we have a launch post framework to help you make your first 10K to 50K in a single day, okay? And I'm gonna show you real quick what that one looks like. Content building, where is it? Yeah, it should be here. So yeah, this is like the framework. I won't show you too much of it, but like you have a long post here that you can use. And it's just, I think I got it from Ravi Abhivala. I think he made like 50K in a day. And when I used it, I made like 13K in the day. So that was good. Leveraging strategic partnerships. Ooh, this is good. After this, I think it should be done. The intuitive way and what most people do to go about acquiring customers is to either launch an outbound prospecting campaign or to launch some ad campaigns, right? To generate inbound traffic, targeting their ideal customers, which is good. It works, right? But what if I told you that your next 20K to 50K per month in revenue is easier to generate from partnering up with another agency or a complementary service provider, so someone who's actually serving the same audience as you, instead of targeting your ideal client, right? If you want to know how Joseph got his first customer for 8K per month, it was through strategic partnerships, right? And he went from, of course, he had a good offer, which was CRO, but he had never actually even launched outreach, Instagram outreach, when he got this customer. He had never done Facebook outreach. All he did was he found someone who was already serving the brands and asked them for their customers. Okay. Of course, it's not that simple, but it works. Trust me. Okay. Because why? Let me show you why you would think that it doesn't work, or you would like to know, like, okay, but how would another agency send me their customers, right? I'm going to go over that shortly. Okay. Or John, he literally launched a strategic partnership campaign on LinkedIn, and he talked with an agency who was making 150K per month. He gave me a test ad account, and if we deliver results, we can get all access to all the 20 of his customers, right? One single message, 20 customers potential, right? Why would other agencies and other service providers refer their customers? Well, there are really two main areas that you can target with the B2B solution, okay? And this is going to help me answer this question, right? You can either help improve how they're helping their customers, right? So you come in and you're like, hey, my service can actually help you help their customers, help better your customers, okay? So helping other agencies increase the price of value of what they're offering to their current customers. So, by Joseph or by, John, if he comes in and installs TikTok to this ads agency I think they were already offering like Facebook, okay? If he comes in and installs TikTok, well, guess what? That actual agency could increase their prices and get more results for their brand, because TikTok is really killing it when it comes to the cost to acquire a customer. It's really low. You can help them retain their customers more longer, because the more services you offer, the better results you can get your customers. And then you can help them increase the level of happiness for their customers, right? Because the more people get, the more happy they get, right? Or you can help them get more business, right? So you can help them increase the quality of the clients they attract. So if some brands will not work with you if you don't offer full service, right? So by offering them some of your mechanisms, they're going to be able to attract bigger fishes or bigger whales, right? You can help them increase the volume of their clients. So now they can be able to handle more customers, or they help them open up more market share for new clients. So this agency that was only doing 150K per month, just offering Facebook and Google, once they start partnering up with John and they do TikTok, then a completely new market opens up, right? These other agencies who are already working with their ideal clients will be happy to send you their customers because of one thing: your service gets them closer to making it unreasonable for them not to deliver the desired outcome of the customer, right? It's pretty simple, okay? And in the $500,000 program, we show you a list of audiences of people who are serving your customers. We share you with the message template we leverage to get other service providers interested in sending you their customers. We show you how to find the service providers, right? So how do you actually find the people who are looking for your service, right? Other service providers who are looking for people offering the same service that you are. So we offer you all that good stuff. I think this is the end for today. So yeah, what did you guys like about today? God damn, it's so warm in here. Wow. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Oh my God. My lower back is killing me right now. But hopefully I'm dropping some good value for you guys for free to actually help you guys gain clarity on why some of your stuff is not working, right? These are long sessions, right? This is like 90 minutes, like just going crazy right now, right? But please let me know if who has a question, raise your hand, and then let's talk. Appreciate you. Raise all your hands. If you've had a question in the chat, put your hands up and then I'll answer them. Let's actually get to speak. I'd like to have more people speaking instead of it just being me. Whew. Reg, you want to let Abdi speak?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Before I ask my question, I just want to thank you. This was very insightful. And yeah. So my question was regarding the getting access to paid audiences or even free audiences. Once you're in those groups and you start adding people to your friend list whatsoever, do you then reach out to them immediately, or do you just have them watch your profile, like watch the video, the videos you make? Just like how with you, I started being more invested in you because I was watching your YouTube videos and like your Facebook posts, right? It's not necessarily because you reached out to me whatsoever. So what I'm thinking is, do I make as much content as possible and then have them watch it if I enter those audiences, or do I just reach out to them immediately with like a message?
You do both, because a message will not, a lot, 80% of 95% of people will not respond and get engaged. So I think I do both. I start a message, but I let the content do all the heavy lifting. So you need to be, and that's why most people struggle. They're only doing one thing. They're like, oh, nobody wants to get on a call with me. But it's like, well, it's because they don't know who you are before they get on a call with you. So I would suggest that you create content, a lot of assets, maybe do it consistently every week. Don't make it hard on yourself, but also start a conversation with every lead.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Do both. Yes, sir. Tevin, you're next.
Hey, Serge. I just wanted to know in the system that you have, because that's quite a lot of information, and that shows how complete your system is. But at the same time, that can be quite overwhelming. So for every single part that you show the email process, like the Facebook, Instagram outreach, is it also something that you provide?
We do. So great question. It gets overwhelming a lot. So what we do is, let me show you the roadmap. I just showed you guys 4 different ways to acquire, or 3 different ways to acquire customers, right? But does it mean that most of you guys need to have all 3 running or all 4 running? Hell no. So in the roadmap, what we do is, if you check this out, because this roadmap is exactly what you follow, right? So first you improve your thinking, and then secondly, you improve your offer. But then when it comes to going in client acquisition systems, you look at intro to our 3 acquisition systems. We'll recommend 1 or 2 systems to focus on during the kickoff call. So that's it. I don't want you on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and all channels. No. Because unless you have a team of 5-10 people, then you can do it. But like right now, not everyone can afford to have to be like, even to be honest, we're only doing much. Of course, in the past, we've done a lot of Instagram outreach and a lot of LinkedIn, but to be honest, most of our stuff is going on Facebook only, right? So, and of course, Instagram, I'm there a little bit, but so yeah, the question to you is, we get you to pick 1 system or 2 if you can manage, And then we get you to learn about the systems, we get you to build the stuff, and then we get you to implement. And of course, implementing it is done by the actual VA, except from stuff like leveraging audiences, which you need to have content built by yourself. And then, but everything else is all you need to do is just learn, and then we'll help you implement everything.
Okay, and for example, the sequence, the email sequence, like the message, the message, the platform to use. Is it something that you also teach?
Yeah, if you go in client acquisitions, there is a module called follow-up, and then there is the quasi-periodic email sequence. I'll quickly go over it. If you can't see it, then it is what it is. But yeah, and then we show you how to automate using lemlist, organizing, uploading everything. We show you how to leverage snove.io and when to use it. Okay, so these are short videos. These are not like, this is literally like 1 minute, right? But guess what? You learn it, but you don't actually do it. The VA takes care of lemlist. The VA takes care of snove.io. The VA takes care of making sure that your follow-ups are done, everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that if you have like another email platform, you can adjust, correct? Or
what was that?
Would you recommend to follow to the T your system because you use lemlist, but there are other email platforms?
It doesn't matter which one you're using. I just recommend to automate email follow-ups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Roshan, you're saying, imagine someone screen recording this, they got 10 parts of email sequence. I mean, I'm spending 5 days with you guys, giving you 2 hours of content every day. Do I look like I'm worried about giving away stuff? Not really. So who cares if people copy it? But yeah, Beeb, are you ready to roll? Let's get it.
Yeah, bro. How's it going?
I'm doing good, man.
Hello?
What about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for the value you've been providing. So I just want to ask, I just started doing Instagram outreach. I've sent about 65 to 100 DMs in 2 days, and I got 1 meeting, which, it's kind of good. So I remember you talking about sending at least 100 DMs a day. And I heard from someone saying 100 DMs are too much in a day with one profile.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, on one profile, it probably won't work unless your profile is really optimized. But
it is.
Okay, then if you can do 100, then do 100.
Is there any restrictions or something like that? Because I'm worried I don't want Instagram to ban my accounts or shut me down.
Yeah, so just do 50 on one, and then just get another one and split the 50 on 2 other accounts.
So someone said buy another account. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, then. That's my question. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If we make money off this, how many new clients can Serge convert? A lot. If you guys ever make money from the stuff that we're sharing, like, just shoot me a message. I love that as social proof. That would be cool. Jonathan, you're next. Let's go.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for showing up on all the days. I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. So here's my question. So a lot of free audiences like Facebook groups have strict no marketing in that group policies. So do you like just join the group and directly message people and just kind of hope that the people don't report you for doing it? And if they do, should you use like a separate account than your main account for this process?
So like I said, what I focus on is the people. So I want that audience to be my audience. I don't necessarily want to officially all the time be selling someone, right? So I know in the last 2 questions ago, someone asked me, do you send a message and then send content? Well, the truth is, if you don't want to get blocked, then you chill out with the messages until you actually have them part of your friend list, Okay. So it's like you need to be a little nuanced and depending in the groups that you're in. Some groups you can go and spam everyone and you won't get kicked out. Others, you send a single message. I literally bought to access to an audience in one of the on Boxing Day, and I bought it for, let's say, like $700, and like the same week we got kicked out. Our mistake was that we just started, being too upfront with people who weren't really aware of who I was, because in certain groups they know who I am, so they're less like, they're chill. But in others, like, you don't want to go crazy messaging people and trying to pitch right away. So I would suggest start with growing your friend list, like spend 2 weeks just adding people. And then, but there's also a way to not get blocked, right? Or get reported. Simply don't tell them where you found them. Simply don't tell them that we're in the same group. Avoid from telling anything around where you found them. And literally just ask them questions around, hey, how are you doing? What are you doing? How are you? I see that you're, just qualify them without telling them that you found from that group. So always avoid telling them where you found them when it's from a paid group, because you will get kicked out, guys. There are a lot of snitches out there. But it's good. It's good.
I have one other question.
Yeah.
So when you train your VAs and they do like correspondence for you and stuff like that, do you have them reach out to them from like one of your social accounts? So are they messaging people following up as your VA or as you?
As me. From Facebook, it's always my profile. I have not yet gotten restricted on Facebook. Of course, sometimes messages have been like restricted, but I've never been blocked on Facebook. Instagram, I've not used necessarily my Instagram for a lot of outreach, but we have the company Instagram that we do a lot of outbound on, and LinkedIn, it's from my profile. I always use my profile.
So, I mean, do your VAs log into your profile and send messages? Okay.
No.
Awesome.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. Anybody who has a question, please raise your hand. Shakir, let's go.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You?
Yeah, fine. So you said that I should focus on one or two outreach methods. So let's say I'm focusing on Instagram DMs, and I'm looking to because I don't have a VA, so I would have to pick one. So if I'm looking to build an audience at the same time, like while doing outreach, so I will be like making content and sending DMs, right? So, but how would I get people to follow me? Because when what I'm doing, I would be messaging the brands on Instagram, so they won't follow me back. So I'm not like building an audience this way. You get what I'm saying?
You're targeting e-com, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about building an audience there, because you're going to be targeting brands pages. So you're not necessarily targeting actual people who will follow you back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unless you're targeting like actual brand owners and drop shippers, then I wouldn't suggest to focus on building an audience. You don't need that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Anybody had any other question? Okay. So oh yeah, Tevin. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I also wanted to ask you, so I didn't really use Instagram before, and I've started now to think about it. And I'm going to have two accounts. I was thinking to have my personal account. You were talking about like showing your personality. That's more or less my personal account. But I was also thinking like to have like an account to build a community. And that account, it was about sales company, because my companies I work with are into sales, marketing, that kind of things. Can can you what kind of strategy would you have with those two accounts?
Why are you, so you said you want to have one for outreach? Was that it? Sorry, I was distracted.
No. This one is my personal account, and I can also use it for outreach. But the one I also wanted to build a community, and so for that one, I'm starting that account from scratch. And the idea that will be to have like a memes and that kind of things. It's like a theme.
For Instagram?
Yeah, for Instagram. Yeah, for Instagram.
Are you different from your company?
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Your company is you. So be you everywhere. Be you and be the company. Unless you build it to like 20 million, 10 million, and you build a team of like 50 people, 100 people, and they can manage everything, content creation, all that good stuff, then yeah, you'll get to a point where you can do that. But for me personally, my profile is my business. My life is my business. My business is my life. So I don't separate it. And I feel like you're complicating everything. Or of course, if you want to be crazy on your profile, on your personal, and then keep everything business on the other, cool. But I wouldn't suggest to complicate your decision making, because now you're going to be like, oh, can I share this on this profile? Can I not share this on the other? It's like you're wasting decision power on stuff that don't matter. Let your friends, let your network, your friends, family know that you're about sales, and let your all community, because if you really look at people who are killing it, if you look at Gary Vee, he doesn't have a separate account for Gary Vee and a separate account for VaynerMedia or his stuff in for NFTs that he's doing. It's from his profile. It's him. He's the business, right?
Yeah, but if you want to reach out to, let's say, for example, like 100 people a day, you will need to have different accounts.
Yeah, you could do that. So you need, but I wouldn't even suggest you do most of the outreach from a profile that you're not afraid, you're afraid of losing. So I always suggest do outreach from a profile that you're okay with losing.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking to have that new account, but I wanted to make it more a kind of a theme account.
Yeah, of course, from that account, it's going to be optimized. So yeah, you need to, you can optimize it based on what you do for these companies. So yeah, of course, I'm not saying you can't create a second account for your business, but I'm just saying that like that shouldn't be the reason you should create multiple accounts is for outreach, but not necessarily to build a community. A community gets built on the profile that you use the most.
Okay,
right?
perfect. That makes sense now. Okay, perfect. Thank you, man.
Yeah. But do Indians afford, what do Indians do to afford this program? I mean, see, this is a limiting belief question. I mean, I'm not saying that from India, the program is a lot of money, right? But what I'm trying to say is if you believe that, if you've created a belief that just because you're from India, it's hard to afford something, then you will actually never be able to afford it. Because I know people, I come from Rwanda, right? But I know people in Rwanda who make more money than people here in Canada, right? So be resourceful, and you can make more money online. Like I know Shivam, who's doing his email personalized outreach thing. He charges like 40, 50 cents per personalized lines. And he hit 10K straight back to back in like October and November, or October and September, right? He's a young kid, 21 years old, making 10 grand a month in India. You can sell personalized lines. You don't need to be a genius. You just get a VA, pay them 25 cents per line, or get them an hourly wage, and just scoop up the profits. I think that the only way for you to afford it from India is either you need to have run a business from India that is successful, or you need to start making a few $100 here and there online, to the point that you can, let's say you become like a freelancer at first, you do the work, and then you delegate the work, and then you start building a system to make money. But of course, you're not going to afford our program if you have a 9-to-5 in India. It's like, God damn, it's probably going to be like 5 years of work. So definitely not the way to do it. Okay, let me answer by Sis message. Bro, I was getting rejected by a group full of med spa owners. I was rejected because I am a marketer. So I made a fake med spa, then I got approved in the group. So bro, now the problem is how can I engage and tell them about my offer? See, that's it. You've created a fake profile. So now what you do is, I would say, check this out. Instead of messaging them from my profile, just scrape the list, take all the URLs of every member in that group, go add them on your personal profile with the optimization of your offer. Yeah, or change your environment, relocate, right? But, you know, of course, not everybody can relocate. But get out of this mindset of like India or location. It's like, I could make the money that I'm making if I was in Rwanda, if I was in Asia, if I was in the Philippines. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just like, how much price do you command and how good are you at the thing that you do? It's pretty simple. I assume having a lot of content and value videos is how you convert them over time. Yes. But we don't pitch immediately. We educate people. Would you do a personal business page? I would do a personal all day long. Of course, my personal is a business page, so it's the same. How do you do to avoid being banned from these groups? Even if you pay to enter, I guess they can still exclude. Yeah, I got kicked off from a group, but we try not to be aggressive with selling. We let people sell themselves onto our stuff. Bro, I was getting rejected by a group. Okay, we've already answered that. When do Instagram outreach? Is there no limit? Yes, there is. If it's a new account, you probably won't even be able to do 20 outreaches a day. So get your hands on older accounts. I bought access to an audience and it has 500 members, but the community is not active. Should I get them in friends list and keep nurturing them? Well, it doesn't matter if they're active or not. It just matters, are they qualified leads or not? So start a conversation with them, try to ask them about their current situation, find an inefficiency, educate them, and get them on a call. How do you organize creatives for ads agencies? I'm not an ads agency owner, so let's ask YouTube. You can come in here and manage, check it out. Cool. So that's everything here. So let me know if everybody has any last questions before we end this. I'll be sharing my playlist later on. Any place you recommend to buy accounts, join the community on Discord and we'll be giving you access to the links where we buy Instagram accounts. I'll be sharing my playlist on there too. How to build a partnership with owner group. Let them know that you can bring value for them. Had a sales call, bro, missed the session today. How can we access the recording? We're going to be putting everything on Notion and we're going to be sharing it with you guys. So we don't know yet if this will be free. Of course, it's free for you guys who are here, but we don't know yet if this program that we're building here will be free. So we're actually documenting the content here. So you guys can access it here. We don't know if this will be free, but the recording will also be, here. Oh, did I show the link? But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway, to access it, you guys might need to pay, but it won't be crazy amounts. It will just be like less than $100 or maybe a bit more. By the way, is it fun to drop questions in that Discord server? Is just that? No, yeah. I mean, that Discord server is for questions, guys. Like, you know, if I jump in and I see a question, I'm going to answer it. If Reg sees a question that she can answer, she'll answer it. Literally, you guys get immediate access to us. Okay. Can I do creatives for a brand with my agency if I want to put it in my offer? Find someone who's doing it and delegate the work for them. You have white label agencies, or you can find someone who has a creative agency and partner up with them. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you all. Have an amazing day, have an amazing week. And if you want to book a call with Hassan and learn more about our program, you get 4K discount again. So yeah, looking forward to having you guys on the next few days. I appreciate you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.